What is up, YouTube? What is up, my girlies, my fit queens, my fit sisters, my ladies? Welcome back to this channel. I am so excited that you are here. So if you are new to my channel, make sure you say hi below so I can come and say hi to you. Make sure you hit that subscribe if you love this video and you would want to continue to see more. Hit that bell and hit that thumbs up. And you can always ask me questions below this video if you have any questions. You guys, today we are going to talk about, again, this is a series. This is, your health and fitness journey after 30, 35, 40. Just after our body starts changing as women and how to revamp your fitness journey. And so, last week we really talked about your training. And this week we're going to talk about nutrition. This is something that I think women really struggle with. This is probably the number one thing that I have, my clients or my Fit Club members really just feel like it's something that they can't seem to get a hold of. And it really is sad because it really does come from cultural conditioning, just diet culture. All of these there's so much information. I think information overload. And so we expect a lifelong of choices that haven't helped us to be solved in 30 days. And that's just not the way it works. And so sometimes we really have to reframe our mindset around food. And why I love talking about this so much is because I come from a background of eating disorders, body dysmorphia, really struggled with my relationship with body and with food since the time I was 13. So I can know and I can sympathize. And you know, um, understanding nutrition has really helped me with my relationship with food and my relationship with myself. And I've really broken free. And if food is just something that, is just such an enjoyment in my life and is also something that helps my mental health. It's also something that fuels my workouts. But it also is something I enjoy. And I just want to encourage you, if you came here today because you're like, just tell me how to lose the weight or just tell me what I need to eat. I promise you, I'm going to help you and I'm going to give you some tips and tools. But here's the things, what I'm going to teach you today, it's simple. It's going to be things that you've heard before. But here's the thing. Simple isn't always easy because you still have to do the work. You still have to implement it. And there's no snapping the fingers and getting you to where you want to be. You really do have to, take it day by day. And if you do the things that I teach you today, there'll be a link to add your email below in the show notes. So make sure you go add that and I'll send this as a little gift to you, as well as there's some extra stuff down there. So go check out the show notes. So why is nutrition important after we turn 30, ladies? Because we peak at 30 in our bone mass and our muscle mass, our bone density and our muscle mass. And after that, we decline. And so it's really important that nutrition plays such a crucial role in our muscle mass. And so if we're not getting enough nutrients and enough protein to help keep that muscle mass on, we lose it. If we don't get enough nutrients, it makes us more susceptible to illnesses, to injuries, to just really poor quality of life, to like no energy. And so it's really important that you try to reframe your nutrition and see it as something that's really going to help you. And so that's the first thing that I would say is that we have to stop thinking about restriction. Like what do I need to cut out or eat less of? Start asking yourself, what do I need to start consuming more of, right? We have to really try to get into this new headspace of trying to find balance with our nutrition again. And so I have 3 tips for you guys today that you can take away. If you want to take notes, you can. But again, I have a free little checklist gift for you below if you enter in your email. Okay, so the first thing that you need to understand, ladies, when it comes to your nutrition, when we want to get away from like yo-yo dieting and like dieting, is you have to stop dieting. You have to stop researching the latest trends of dieting and you need to start educating yourself around nutrition. Okay, so what does that mean? Understanding what nutrition is. So understanding that you have 3 major macronutrients. You have protein, you have carbs, and you have fats. Okay, those are macronutrients. Those are the biggest amount of energy nutrients that your body needs to function optimally. You need a certain amount for your age, for your activity level, and for your goals. Okay, so not everybody's going to need the same amount of these. So why is it important that we don't just jump on a diet? Because we need to understand actually what our body needs first. So understanding what these macronutrients are is going to be a real aha moment for you. Like, what does protein do? Protein builds and repairs muscle and tissues, and so we need a certain amount of that to keep our body healthy and our muscles strong and repairing. I mean, it does so much more. It keeps our metabolism high. And then we have carbohydrates that give us energy, that help fuel our workouts, that feed our muscle. And a little fun fact here for you ladies is that your brain needs 120 grams minimum of carbohydrates a day in order to produce serotonin. So if you guys all know about mental health and stuff, then you'll know serotonin is that thing that when you go on antidepressants, it creates more of for you. So a lot of the time, if we're chronic dieters and we're not getting enough carbohydrates and we feel sad and low and our mood is unstable, it's just because our body depends on those carbohydrates, not only for energy, but also for serotonin production. So that's really important to understand. Fats are really important as well. They help balance out our hormones. They keep us satiated. All of these, are really important. We can't be cutting them out. How much we need of each will be individual. It will be based on, again, your age, your life, your activity level, and your goal. So we can't cut them out, but how much you have compared to how much I have may be different. Your ratios may be different. And so that's really important. So understanding your macronutrients and understanding what you need is my first tip. So educate yourself, ladies, okay? Get educated. Again, I have a macros to muscle course. I have tons of resources on my app that are free. So make sure you check out the show notes and read, because these are going to bring awareness and they're really going to help you make better decisions with your nutrition and help you get better results. Number 2, okay? Embrace flexibility. And so I've said this so many times, is that flexible dieting changed my relationship with food. And so it's really important to understand that flexible dieting is not if it fits your macros, okay? A lot of people get them mixed up. They're not the same thing, although they do sound similar. Flexible dieting is not a diet. Flexible dieting is a method, okay? It's a method of eating. So it's typically 80 to 90% of your food comes from whole food choices within your macros and within your boundaries of your energy intake. And then that it leaves room for, that 20 to 10% of more foods that are maybe not whole foods, or maybe kind of off-plan foods. So learning to have a balance, because I think what a lot of women do when they want to go diet is to cut everything out. And you can only do that for so long, because that's not realistic to life. And a lot of those things could be your favorite things to eat. And here's the key. The key is learning balance, to have a little bit of those things, so that you're not like depriving, because you can't adhere to that. And so it's important to understand that, we have to have that 80-20 rule when it comes to our nutrition. 80% of your food choices during your day should be whole food sources. Why? Because that's going to give you energy. It's going to give you nutrients. It's going to help your body fight illnesses. It's going to help make your immune system strong. It's going to help you build muscle. It's going to speed up your metabolism. And why do we not eat 100% whole food? Because it's not realistic. And that can almost be another kind of like a diet mentality, is like clean eating. Like, it's okay to have those things that you enjoy. And if you have those things that you enjoy in your plan, you will stick to it longer. And let's say your goal is fat loss. You can still have those foods within your boundaries of your energy balance, of your calories and your macronutrients. You can still have those. You may not be able to have as much, but if you allow yourself that flexibility, you'll be able to go longer, and you'll see better results because you won't have that restrict binge cycle that so many of us have. One thing that I want to share with you guys before we get into tip 3 is that, when I really embraced flexible nutrition and really embraced actually eating at maintenance, I actually did a build. I realized that I had nothing to be afraid with food, that I didn't blow up. And the biggest thing that I really saw was I wasn't binging at night, and I wasn't in the pantry and in the freezer and like everything you can be in, you're in. Like, girls, if you know, like, it's the worst feeling to feel like you do good girl for eating only what you say you're going to eat, and then you binge in the pantry at night only to wake up feeling like crap. And here's the thing, it's because you're probably not eating enough, or the right, like, enough of the macronutrients. You restrict all day to binge in the pantry at night, or you restrict all week only to go off plan all weekend and not get the results that you want. So it's really important, if you understand your nutrition and have a flexible approach, you're going to reach your goals a lot faster, especially for us after 30, when it feels like our metabolism slows down. And it might, because you have lost muscle mass, because what worked in your 20s isn't going to work in your 30s. You need to have a different approach with your nutrition, a healthy approach, a balanced approach with your nutrition, okay? So, tip 3, my last and final tip, is this, and it's going to be my best tip, and this is why you're going to want to download that PDF that I'm going to send you, or I'll put it on my website. I'm not sure yet. One or the other, you'll get the link, I promise you. So this is what I want you to do, and this is what I would do with my one-on-one clients, is before you go to figure out what your macros need to be, or to track your macros, or to make a meal plan, this is what I would have you do, is get MyFitnessPal or some sort of tracking app that is reliable, that it's easy to track on a big food database. I like MyFitnessPal because it is easy to track. It is easy. Can't even talk. It is easy to track. They do have a big food database, so you're most likely to find what you're going to eat. And so over the next 14 days, just track everything that you're eating from the moment you get up to the moment you go to bed, without judgment, without trying to hit a certain amount of calories, just awareness. So what you would do is you're just going to input how much you ate. If you have a food scale or measuring cups, just make sure you kind of have an idea of how much you're eating, and no judgment. You're just going to track everything you eat over, I would say, 7 to 14 days. 14 days is better because you get 2 full weeks in there plus 2 weekends. So you can see patterns, you can see habits. All right. And so what this is going to do over the next week, if you choose, or 2 weeks if you want to make it better, is at the end of that, you're going to, did you lose weight? Now, if you lost weight by just tracking your food and not worrying about how much you were eating, but you were just tracking your food, it means you were in a deficit. And a lot of times this happens because when we track, we're actually more self-aware of our food choices, right? Now, at the end of the 14 days or however long you track for, if you gained weight, it means that what you were consuming, you were over consuming calories. You were in a surplus. You were eating more food than your body could burn off. You were over maintenance. Now, if at the end of the time of tracking you maintained your weight, then that's a good idea that those calories were maintenance, okay? So that's the first thing that I would recommend or encourage you to do. Now, what do you do with this information? Good question. All right, so you're going to look at MyFitnessPal and you're going to see trends. You're going to see what were you averaging for calories over the day. And so how you'll do this is, if it's different every day, kind of like high and low each day. First, you're going to see, were the weekends really high for you? Were the evenings really calorie heavy for you, right? Have a look at that, okay? So that's just gives you awareness, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to, in MyFitnessPal, you should be able to look at over 7 days. So it's up at the top where you find your nutrition. You go, instead of daily, you go 7 days. And it's going to say your average of what you were averaging over the week. And so then see what you're averaging for calories over the week. So it will tell you too, if you did gain weight and your averaging calories are over your maintenance, well, then that's why, okay? And then you're going to kind of see, A lot of time, I want to say this too, is a lot of the time it's not so much the calories for women, it's just the ratios of your macronutrients are off. We're really fat and carb heavy. Those aren't bad. They don't need to be cut out. We just need to rearrange some things and make sure we're prioritizing protein, especially in our 30s. So now you have all the information, you have all the data. That's important because we don't want to fly by the seat of our pants, or again, like shooting for that dartboard blindfolded. When you collect data, you're going to see your patterns, you're going to see your habits, you're going to see food choices. What percentage of your food choices are whole food? Are you more of a 20% whole food, 80%, soul food, processed, fast food? Okay, we need to flip that. Right? How much protein? Are you really low in your protein? So after you kind of see the data, then you're going to go and click the link below. I have a macronutrient calculator. You're going to input your information. Make sure, I think mine is in, I'll put 2 calculators there. My new one, it's in kilograms. So you have to convert your weight to kilograms. So make sure you do that or it will be way off. You're going to input all your information there for your goal, and it's going to give you your calories, your proteins, your carbs, your fats. Look at that. Now look at versus what you're doing, right? If your calories were in a pretty good range, but your macronutrient ratios were off, then that's all you have to focus on. So then you'll input that into MyFitnessPal, and you'll just really each week, maybe it's just that you want to focus on, hitting your protein for that week. And then being more flexible with your fats and your carbs in your food. So that would be like step 3. So you want to adjust, have a look at what you've been tracking, and then figure out what you need to be at based on your goal, your activity level, and your age. And then from there, you are going to decide on food. And so I would keep this really simple. Okay, I would keep this as simple as you can, is that pick a protein, 1 to 2, carbs, some starch carbs. So carbs kind of are in a big circle here, like this. You've got your starch carbs, so like potatoes, oatmeal, oh my gosh, my brain's going blank. Breads, wraps, pitas, pastas, cereals. Choose the ones that you enjoy, and you'll have a certain amount that you can eat within that day. And then you're also going to have your fibrous carbs. So those are your vegetables, right? So you really do want to still prioritize those with some of your meals. So those will count as well. And then you're going to have your fruits. Those are carbs as well. And you want those because they have phytonutrients, they have fiber, they taste good. So you can add those in too. And then you have, I always say, fit fats in. Always prioritize your protein when you are tracking your food in MyFitnessPal first. Make sure that you hit that protein. And so I'll get into that next. My brain is going faster than my words. So you want to prioritize protein, and then you're going to do your carbohydrates from your starches to your veggies to your fruits, and then you're going to see where your fats can fit in, because a lot of the time meats and stuff like salmon will be higher in fats, or certain things will have fats in them too. A lot of macronutrients have a few of the macros in them. So you'll be able to kind of see, okay, can I put peanut butter on this, or, coconut oil, or add an avocado or some olive oil and things like that. So then you'll fit fats in wherever they need to be. So my last and final tip with this, ladies, is when it comes to your nutrition, is pre-logging your food. So like the tracking for data, that was different. You're just tracking as you go, or maybe at the end of the day, thinking about what you ate. But now when it comes to actually hitting your macronutrients, you need to be organized. So pre-logging your food the day before is really going to help you. A really great way to do this is already put your food in that you have prepped. You do not need to prep 50 different meals. Just honestly prep some things in bulk, and then you can portion it out as you eat it. If you're busy, then you can feel free to do individually. If you're at home like me, I just do things in bulk, and then I can eat it. If I have a can of tuna and a pita, I'm like, there's protein, there's carb, I'll add some celery, I'll add some mayo for my fat, and some, greens. Like, it's easy. You just literally, there's no good or bad food. You just kind of choose the ones that you like, and just make sure you pre-log them and see how you feel. And the better organized you can get with your nutrition, the easier it will be to track. In MyFitnessPal, there's also, you can create meals. So in my app, I have tons of different recipes, and all you have to do is import those recipes or just create the meal that you ate and save it. And then all you have to do, if you eat those meals lots, all you have to do is add them into MyFitnessPal. Just by a click, it will save all your meals. So then you're not having to re-add things in every single time. If you guys would like to see me do a video where you see how I track in MyFitnessPal, let me know in the comments below. I would be happy to show you, but I'll do it only if you want me to do it. And then I can kind of show you how I prep and how I track. But I hope that these tips helped you guys. So just to reiterate those tips again, number one is educate yourselves, understand your macronutrients, what they are, where the sources are, your proteins, your carbs, your fats, how much that you need for your body, understand what they do in your body. Number two, have flexibility when it comes to your nutrition. There's no like only whole foods, or if it's your macros, that's another one. It doesn't matter what you eat as long as you hit your macros. You really do need to have balance. Your body does need those whole food sources, but you can still have the foods you enjoy while reaching your goals, and that is going to help you be more successful long term. And tip 3, you're going to collect some data from yourself. You're going to do a little bit of homework, and you're going to just track everything you eat. The longer the better. 14 days is better. And then the better you set yourself up this way, the more successful you're going to be. So track 14 days, get the data, figure out where you need to improve and make those adjustments, and then figure out what your macros need to be, set them. Don't forget them, set them, and then you're just gonna prep some food that's really easy for you to make it like where you don't have to think too much of it. You can always add flavor and spices and sauces. Again, you wanna track those too, especially if they're sauces, but you can always add that to flavor your food. So try to make it easy and simple. Again, you can save your meals in MyFitnessPal. You can upload. We have amazing recipes in the Fit Club app to just really give you ideas and make meal prep simple. But that is it. That is all for this video. I really hope that this gave you an idea of how to improve your nutrition and how to really start seeing results. This will be life-changing in your body, in your energy levels, in your strength, in your mood, in your hormones, and all those fluctuations that happen after 30. So I hope you like this. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe, hit that bell, share this with someone that you know it would benefit. And until next time, you guys, next week we are going to really be talking about mindset, and we'll really talk about patience, consistency, discipline, all of those mindset words that seem but are important. And I'm really going to hopefully help you feel motivated and empowered to really just dial into your journey. That is it. That is all. Until next time, love you all.